Alright, time for another one. Just because I just keep seeing so many people getting complacent again, like how they did with 9/11. You know, where Bin Laden killed a bunch of people in the Cobalt Towers, and then in our embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. That was unbelievable. Everybody fell asleep after that. Then he blows up the USS Cole, which I'm sure there's probably a good number of you now are like, what? What happened? You know, as far as that goes. And then 9/11 comes and everyone's like, oh crap! Like, they just totally blew off that Bin Laden existed. And I see the same thing now with Obama. I mean, we need to keep our eye on Obama, where he's going and what he's doing. There's a few videos, or a bunch, on YouTube here that just the title is, "Did Jesus give us the name of the Antichrist?" And if you watch that, you'll see in ancient Hebrew, the words for lightning, thunder and lightning, are Barak UBAMA. U is like an and word in ancient Hebrew, so it's thunder and lightning. And everything he did while he was president was to destroy America. He would come out and say how he was trying to help us. I mean, biggest two-faced, satanic hypocrite ever. Because he's like Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy would show up with his arm in a sling and tell a girl, be as nice as he could be, get the girl to lay with him to go help him move a boat or something. The girl's thinking, oh, he's cute, I'll go with him. Besides, he's got an arm in a sling, he can't hurt me. As soon as he gets the girl around the corner, he clubs her on the head, drags her out in the woods, kills her, and rapes her dead body. I mean, there's so many people that are just unbelievably stupid. They just go with what people say. I've heard this I don't know how many times with people like, but he said. What do you think Jeffrey Dahmer told every person? Can you come home with me so I can kill you and eat you? Eat your dead body? I mean, if you're just one of those people that ends up in that position all the time because you just believe whatever anybody says. The Democrats one of the parts of the whole freaking out about Trump over anything they can is to keep eyes off Obama. Now, one thing I had to realize, paying attention to the Democrats and what they were doing, finally it hit me of, why are they doing this? What is it they're really doing? Seriously, what's the bottom line? Because some of the stuff I saw them fight for, it was more than just fighting for the office. Biden told Carlos the Jackal and his people to hurry up and kill a bunch of our guys in a suicide bomb. He told them. Biden told them. Well, if you guys just hurry up and drive a vehicle loaded with bombs and blow up a bunch of our guys, we'll just leave. You could do whatever you want. Biden told them that. Biden should have already been tried, put in prison on death row, and been executed by now. But there again, the American people love being stupid and they love forgetting everything they can. This is clear back in 1983. And of course, with the power that they have, I mean, it was on the internet until Obama got in office, and then after a year or so after that, they got it off the internet. They made all the websites erase it. You can't find it. You have to basically get a Democrat or a Republican now to pull that back out and have it shown, as proof. But I remember, I'm old enough, and I remember the last time I saw it was on the Wall Street Journal that had an article on it, and their reporter even asked Biden, look, you just got over 240 of our guys murdered. You're the one that told them how to do it. And Biden's like, I don't care. How are we going to get the White House back if Reagan succeeds? Because it was Reagan that had our troops in Beirut in 1983 to try to take out Carlos the Jackal. Finally, the French got him. There again, it just goes to show just how evil the Democrats are. Because there was a movie made about it called The Assignment. You can't get it anymore. You can't find it anywhere. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that played Gandhi, he stars in it. And anyways, they even made another movie called The Assignment to kind of like write over it. Like how you turn a computer off and back on and do new code or write something on it to erase the old code, erase what was used to be on it. That's like what they have done with this, because all that tracks back. If people watch that movie, The Assignment, they're like, really, Carlos the Jackal? Who the hell is this? And they research it. They'll get to Beirut and Biden telling Carlos Jackal and them to murder a bunch of our own guys, to hurry up and do it, because he didn't want Reagan to succeed. And like I said, when he got questioned about it, he's like, well, we want the White House back. If Reagan succeeds, we'll never get it back. This is who and what the Democrats are. Now, Obama, you have to think, like I was thinking about the Democrats way back, forever ago. Why are they doing what are they doing? And finally, after seeing them fight for evil thing after evil thing after evil thing, I'm like, they sold their soul. They're working for Lucifer. The only reason you would do this, fight for this crap, for murderers to get off, for serial rapists to, have as good a time as possible in prison, for, every criminal there is, don't ever mention the victim. Don't even bring the victim up. Act like there is no victim. Pay all your attention on how we got to prove how good we are by how nice we teach serial killers and serial rapists and people that kidnap little babies and rape them and murder. It's up to us to show how good we are by proving that we're good by being as nice as possible to them. And you don't even know how many times they've gotten people off, which they're happy as could be. They have no complaints. When they get somebody off that's a serial killer or a rapist or a child molester, they act like in public they're against it. And then behind the scenes, they find every which way to get them off. And then they say, well, it's the law. It's the law. It's not our fault. It's just we got to abide by the law. Which there again, who the hell passes those laws? Anybody ever notice how there's all these laws passed in the middle of the night or behind everybody's back? When the Democrats have complete power, they take Satan's reins and run freaking off the cliff. Passing everything that's totally evil and against God. I mean, bottom line, flat out. Because that's what it is. It's evil. They fight for evil. Every time they're in power, and are actually able to do something, that's what they do. They don't fix anything. They don't make anything better. In fact, their biggest positions, Flint, Michigan, and Detroit, and Chicago, they don't make nothing better. They fight to make it worse. And then they blame the Republicans for it. You want to talk about dog whistling. I heard, what's her name, Maxine Waters, say that Trump was dog whistling to the supremacists. Shit, they were the ones dog whistling to the gangbangers, saying murder cops. Cops are out there killing you guys just because you're black, and with hardly any proof at all. Yeah, there was some cops that killed some blacks, but every single time, pretty much, the cop had to, or he was going to get killed. You might find one incident here, one incident there, that wasn't the case. But when you compare that to how many people have been murdered by blacks, I mean, we're talking thousands on thousands on thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or even millions that have been murdered by blacks. And they're looking for that one case, that one case, whatever, that Ferguson case, or, Michael Brown or whatever, to say, oh, look. And then they try to make it look like that's millions on millions of cases, it's just unbelievable. But this is what they fight for. Anything and everything that's evil. Now you have to think, what does Satan want? Satan wants this country destroyed. America. And his main prize is Israel. He wants to get all countries collapsed into him, which has got 90% of the world already. 90% of the world, it belongs to Lucifer pretty much. That's why they're starving to death in their third world countries, and Venezuela's the newest to fall to them. Venezuela 10 years ago or 20 years ago was doing great. The richest country in South America. Well, Lucifer got his people in there to tell the people a bunch of crap. Just vote us in, we'll give you free everything. Exactly same thing Obama and the Democrats have been telling us the whole time he was in office. Look, the Constitution is old. Let's just go with this new way of, just it will be better. And they won't tell you how it'll be better. They just keep saying, it'll be better, and you won't believe it. We're so modern. We're so progressive. Just, vote us in, and you just won't believe how much better it'll be. While the people they fight for are basically all those that don't want to work, refuse to work, hurry up and get them all on welfare, and people that God says is an abomination, flat out. God, there is such thing as perversion. The Democrats, there again, that's what Satan does. It's like it says in the Bible. To them, everything that's good is bad. Everything that's bad is good. So to them, anything that God hates, that's an abomination, is okay and right. And if you don't like it, well, then you're a hater. As if God, love supposedly comes from God, like he's the tree that it comes from, or the seed that it comes from. That's where love comes from. It doesn't just exist, out of the blue and flies around in the air. It actually comes from somewhere. Supposedly, as it's written, and Satan doesn't even dispute this, that love comes from God. But God doesn't love perversion. He doesn't love abominations. But that's where Satan and his people twist it. That unless you love perversion or abominations, well then you're a hater. And it's just this whole Satan program to get you to join him, because everyone's, all these people that are ignorant are like, oh, I don't want to be called a hater, so I guess I'll go ahead and love that too. Well, now you just became Lucifer's. You just became his property. Because if you're a lover of evil, or something that God calls an abomination, you belong to Lucifer. And in case you haven't read Genesis chapter 19 and Leviticus chapter 20 verse 13. You'll see how serious it is. There's a bunch more verses that are the same as those, that chapter and that verse. But God does not joke around when it comes to his stuff. Even if you've been kicked in the face your whole life, which that's me, that's totally my story. You still have to go with God's plan or what he wants, or it's just flat out your ass. Because if Lucifer gets a hold of you, you just need to read how bad hell is. That hell is so bad, that the agony is so bad that people it's called like gnashing of teeth. They're gritting their teeth so bad they're breaking. They're shattering their own teeth. That's how bad the agony and torture is in hell. And you may say, so what, I can handle it or whatever. No. You have no clue what kind of pain and agony that is. And there's a video on YouTube, called 8 Seconds in Hell. You gotta watch it. It's just it's a real light version of what hell's like. It's just a hint of what hell's like. And actually there's a couple people that you gotta look up too, people that have died and came back and God showed them hell. He's like, look, God, I guess, Jesus told them, look, these, people are forgotten. Everybody thinks hell's okay, or they don't think about that. They don't think it's there. So the only way they could come back to life was if they promised to tell everybody about what they saw in hell. And God showed them, what was in hell and what it was like. And just the stories they tell are just unbelievably horrific and agonizing. And anyways, you totally need to check it out, because you could die at any time. I mean, anybody, somebody that I knew, fairly well. Just, in the prime of his life, wife, couple kids, everything going perfect in life. It was moving up in his company. All of a sudden, one day he falls asleep at the wheel. Guy in his 20s, goes head on into a semi, and that's it. That's it, dead. So you never know when your time's going to come. When that's it, you're done. And the last thing you want to do is be on the wrong side of everything. You don't want your soul to be on the wrong side when that time comes. Could come when you're older, but it can come like right this second. Now, the main reason I am starting this, or doing this video, is Bin Laden, or Obama, the whole time he was in office, he did everything against his country he could, and for every other country. Anything he could do to jack this country over and try to make another country benefit from it, that's what he did. Whether it was paying for abortions in every other country, there again, Satanism, doing what Satan wants. He used the EPA, shut down over half our farms. That's why the food is as high as it is now. He tried shutting down our energy system, starting with coal. And then he went from there, trying to shut everything else down, saying it was, damaging the planet. He wanted to use global warming to shut this country down completely. And then he decided to, I don't even know how he did this, how he has the power, to change all the labels for food so we couldn't tell where the food was coming from. So we'd be buying food from our freaking enemies, and we couldn't do, because he knew if we could see that, we had food coming from Afghanistan or Yemen or some country that wants to, poison and kill us all, we wouldn't buy it. So there again, you have to think, why would he do that? Why? What was his reason? And you have to pull your head out of your ass and really get to the answer. You can't just sit and go, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Kardashians, what are they doing? That's what I want to know. You know, if you fight to be a complete effing retard, then you're a complete effing retard. That's all there is to it. You know, and that's what kills me. The people that are the most stupid, this is proven psychology, are the ones whose mouths are always running, and they never listen. They don't ever study nothing. And to them, everybody and everything is stupid but them. Because they think the whole world caters to their emotions. Unless you are serving their emotions, you're an idiot and you're a retard, and you know, you're just totally stupid, and I can't believe how stupid you are, because to them, the only thing that matters on this planet is them and their emotions. So, anyways, Obama, when you get down to it, you know, like I said earlier, there's the videos that say, did Jesus tell us the name of the Antichrist? There's still all the proof there that he is the Antichrist. Just because he hasn't, like, made that move, you know, like it says in the Bible. Because it says when he makes his move and announces, I am the Antichrist, everyone's going to go, oh, so you're him. Like, everybody's going to know him. Everybody's going to know who this person is already. And guaranteed, you know, if you pay attention and you look at everything, what's been going on, he was set to take power of the UN as soon as Hillary got in office. When Hillary got in office, she was going to just erase the Constitution. See, and these people don't care. That's one thing about the people in this country. They keep thinking, well, why would they do that? I wouldn't do it. Well, and that's where I just like want to bust them in the mouth, because I'm like, do you think that every person on this planet is just like you? That every person on this planet is a clone of you, and they think, act, walk, and talk just like you? I mean, that's like saying, well, why would Ted Bundy do that? I wouldn't do it. That doesn't make no sense. You know, I mean, and these people vote. That's what kills me. They fight to be as stupid as they could possibly be, and then they vote and call other people stupid. And that's why that's why the Democrats are freaking out, because Hillary didn't win. It was all set in stone, and guaranteed Lucifer, you know, has blessed them where he has. He's given them everything they've gotten. They've gotten rich, they've gotten their positions, and yada, yada, yada. When Trump won, Lucifer's like, if you can't get this done, you know, if you can't fulfill your end of the deal, I'll just kill you and drag you into hell right now. And that's why they're freaking out, coming up with the lies that they are. That's why Nancy Pelosi stutters like an animal. She, like, that has hardly ever spoke English. You know, Schumer, you listen to them, the lies and the stories they tell, it's like so blatant, it's unbelievable. It's like Ted Bundy standing there in court and going, but these girls begged me to murder them and rape their dead bodies. And you all are just a bunch of phobes and haters because you don't want them to have what they want. You're just jealous. That's what this is like. What the Democrats are doing, that's exactly what it is like, and what they've been doing. You know, and Obama, he didn't quit or retire. He's chasing Trump around the globe. He's going anywhere he can to try to undermine Trump's presidency. Because they're thinking now, well, we couldn't do it this time. Trump won. If we can, we'll get him out of office, and then we'll do it. We'll just figure out any two-faced, lying, hypocritical, satanic way to get him out and resume power. Or we'll wait till 2020, and then we'll just do a scorched earth thing and make sure one of us wins, and then, you know, then the Democrat will hand this country over to the UN, because they already got the laws wrote. While Obama was in office, Hillary and Obama were at the UN as much as they could, passing laws behind America's back saying that no Americans can own guns, you know, that we're subservient to the rest of the world's food supply, that all the world should get the same amount of food, which means automatically they're starving us to death. They're taking all the food from America and handing it to every other country. You know, and they're saying, well, it's the world. You're a citizen of the world. Which is, remember, that's what Obama said. Obama said, we're not really Americans. We're just citizens of the world. You know? I mean, if you pull your head out for a zillionth of a second, you'll see what the hell they're doing and what they're going for. They just couldn't do it because Trump won. You know, they couldn't finish it off. You know, they thought when they pulled the economic collapse, which there again, Bush will burn because he let him do it. You know, he emptied out the security division of the SEC. So they could do it. So nothing stopped him. They must have paid him off. So yeah, he's going to burn with them. But he didn't do it. You know, the whole BS of Bush did it. How freaking stupid you got to be to think Bush did it? How in the hell do you think Bush did it? How did Bush collapse the housing market? But these people that, to me, they're Saints people. They're flat out Saints people. I've heard this before from, I don't know how many people, where they're like, well, who was president at the time? I'm like, well, tell me something. Who was president when, Jeffrey Dahmer was doing what he was doing? So I guess that means the president did it, right? Because he was president at the time. Wasn't that Clinton? So Clinton is the one who murdered and ate all those, gay guys. Not Jeffrey Dahmer. That was Bill, because he was president, right? I mean, if you fight to be one of Satan's people, you're gonna be. You're gonna be one of his. You may not be in hell right now, but you're already one of his people, and it's just a matter of time. So Obama, he figured if he took everything from this country that he could and tried to give it to the rest of the world, that they would just immediately nominate him as like the leader of the UN, like the president of the UN. And then, just like it's written, the Antichrist, when he gains power of the world somehow, and this is something that, all the Christians that know what's up have been talking about. When the Europeans tried forming the European Union, that's what everybody thought. Whoa, this is the beginning of the Antichrist. Everyone's always thought he was from Europe somewhere, or mass people did. So that's what they were thinking, that he was going to come out as a leader of the Europe. That Europe was going to dominate America and economic power and yada yada, because that's the reason they did it. That's the only reason they put together that European Union. But obviously because there's enough Christians in Europe still, it didn't work. Because Satan can't work where there's Christians. So that fell through, but now it's pretty much more clear as far as what's up, because Obama, the name that he chose, because his real name is Barry Sartaro or something like that. That's his actual name, but he changes his name to Barack Obama out of the blue. No government records of him changing his name. He just out of the blue says, now my name is Barack Obama. Once he starts running for office, and good thing there's people that know what's up that, dug up what Barack Obama means. They're like, wait, Barack Obama, what does that mean? Why would he change his name to Barack Obama? And, all it takes is one person of God to take out zillions of Satan's people, as Christ has proven. You can look that up too if you want. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a video of a girl who's possessed, who gets the demons cast out by some pastor, like down in the South or something, some preacher. And the demon starts talking to the preacher, saying, well, basically, I'm screwed, you please don't cast me out, or I wish you couldn't, or something like that, and the pastor starts talking to the demon, and the demon tells this preacher, how Lucifer even tears them up, all the people that stood with Lucifer in the beginning, that fought the war in heaven. That Lucifer's like, I don't love you, I just used you to try to take over heaven, and you lost, so now I'm going to tear you to shreds like I tear everybody else to shreds. And well, that goes on for a while. I'll just tell you to look it up. It's got a for the picture, for the title, or whatever you call it, the whatever for the cover. It's like a demon and a bunch of fire, but it's a 14-year-old girl possessed. Demon speaks. You'd probably find it. Listen to that. But that's another part of this. These people think that if they go to hell, like they just daydream this stuff. Like Lucifer has some sort of castle and some sort of like paradise in hell, and if they do enough evil, they'll be able to live in his paradise with him. There'll be a whatever hell paradise, and they'll be rich in this life and they'll have everything after this life. But they just lie to themselves about it. There's nothing written anywhere that hell's nice and hell's good and there's a good part of it, and if you do enough of what Lucifer wants, you're going to have like a seat at his table, being one of the most honored in hell. There's nobody. Lucifer shares no honor with nobody, and you'll see that too if you watch that video of that demon getting cast out. What that demon says. But Obama didn't retire. He's in his 40s, maybe 50s, I don't even know. But he's got a while before he croaks. So it could be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Obama's got a while to live. And you got to think of why he did what he did while he was president. What he really did, you have to look at what he did, not what he said. And then you have to think why. And what's he doing? You know, why would he go to the UN and have laws passed that say no Americans can own guns? You know, and why was he trying to erase where labels came from food? And why is he shutting down all the farms that there are? And why did he shut down NASA? And why that BP oil spill? Why did he let that go until the rest of the world was about to sue him for trying to destroy the planet? Mexico was about to file charges against him. Then he cleaned it up. But he let it go for a month, where it wiped out the coast. And there again, that was a race thing, because all the businesses on the coast that, you know, make their money from tourism, millions on millions of them went under, because nobody went there for vacation, because the, you know, coast was full of oil. You know, and that tells you right there who and what Obama is, the kind of person he is. And there's so many other things that he did, stuff I forget about that, you know, once in a while I run into somebody and they bring up, oh yeah, remember when he did this? Remember when he did that? I was like, God, dude, I forgot about that. His whole presidency was nothing but to collapse this country, and they thought they could do it. After that economic collapse, they thought this country's on its knees, damn near on its back. Let's finish it off. And he tried. He did everything he could to wipe this country freaking out. Spent $10 trillion on nothing. Nobody knows where the money went. Hillary did her part. She spent $6 billion on who knows where the money went when she got the State Department. This is what they do. They don't fix nothing. They are in there to destroy this country and do Lucifer's work. And once they get this country wiped out and they get complete control over it, they're going after Israel. It's all Satan's work. And Obama, he's done more than enough to prove that he still is the Antichrist. He might have had a little bit of a setback here with Trump winning, but that don't mean they ain't gonna go for it. You know, like I said, scorched earth in 2020, and if that don't work, double scorched earth in, you know, 2024. You know, just that's you can just tell by what they're doing and what they've been doing, and you can't deny it. And you know what's sad is how many people in this country are Satan's people as well. Look at how they're standing with them, how they're standing with the lies, standing with the deceit, the evilness is what it is. I mean, if you know, if you have a functioning brain at all, you are responsible. If you have a functioning brain at all, you will not be able to stand on Judgment Day and say, well, I did not know that Obama did that. I didn't know Hillary did this. No, you got the same information at your disposal as everybody else does on this planet. And if you fight to not know, which that's a scripture in the Bible too, if you refuse to read the Bible, you'll be judged as if you stood against it. You know, you don't get to like fight to be ignorant and then still make it to heaven. You know, it's like anything. You refuse to go to class and go to school and read and do any other work, you ain't going to get your degree or graduate. You know, you go to work, but you just sit there and you refuse to do any of the work, you ain't going to get a paycheck. You're going to get fired. You know, these people that think, well, I just won't read the Bible and I won't find out what's going on and so I'll be innocent. No, you won't be innocent. You will be as guilty as those that read and fought against it, because that's what you chose to do. You know, instead of fighting for it. And believe me, I died on the operating table once, and I guess I'll just say this. There's a place called eternal darkness or outer darkness, and that's what it is. It's flat out, no light at all. You can't even see your hand in front of your face if it's like this. It's complete outer darkness. And I was like, whoa, God, you're leaving me here? Why? Well, the kind of real bottom line, you know, I was going to be left there was because I hadn't really preached the word and told people about him and told people that they need to get their act straight, learn the word of God, live his ways, yada yada. And the only way I got out was I said, okay, if you send me back, I'll tell everybody everything I can. You just got to remind me, you know, which it took them a while to remind me. And that's just what's up. God is only concerned with those that want to live like how they're supposed to live, and they do it. They don't say they want to live like that and then don't do it. It's those that do. It's the reason this whole life is like it is. Lucifer wanted to have a way where he basically assigned a demon to each one of us. And so to keep us from doing anything. So every time we even thought of something wrong, we get smacked or something, to stop from it. So when the Judgment Day came, we'd all be innocent because we didn't do anything wrong. But then Lucifer wanted the glory from that. And God's like, no, I'm not going to have a bunch of people in heaven that have to be babysat like infants every second that there is. The people that are coming in here are people that like my ways and they want to live my way and they do live my way. That's the difference. So Lucifer's plan was cast out, and then of course Lucifer threw a fizzy because all he cared about was the glory. And the plan that was chosen was Christ's plan, the plan where we prove ourselves, which means we have to prove ourselves. You know, we don't get to come here and screw off 24/7 or act like this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. Just like it's written, you have to stand and be counted. And that means every time something evil comes up, you got to stand against it, and you got to stand for that which is right, even unto death, like it says. You know, if you die standing up for that which is right, well, then you just earned your way to heaven. Because you're talking about eternity after this. You know, this life is like, I don't know, 3 seconds compared to eternity. It's like no time at all. It's like, you know, bam, bam, it's over as far as eternity goes. So, and believe me, when that time comes, everything in this life that happened in this life is like going to be nothing but, I don't know, like a journal or like whatever, a history book. You know, and it's gonna, you're gonna be judged by that, by even every word that you say. You know, that's in the Bible too. That we'll be judged by even every word that we say. But the bottom line here is, if you want to, I guess you care about what happens to you after this life, you're gonna stand against evil no matter what. And Obama hasn't retired. He's just like Bin Laden. You know, Bin Laden did an attack here, and then everybody forgot. Then he did another attack, and then everybody forgot. Then he did another attack, and everybody forgot. Then 9/11 happened. You know, same deal here. Obama has done more than enough to prove that he is the Antichrist. That you just have to think that he is. You know, even if he somehow isn't, you have to act, walk, and talk like he is to keep him from doing any more to this country. Because if he gets in the UN and becomes chairman of the UN, this country's done. He will get every army there, every other army there is. And that's what the Democrats are fighting for, to get every other army organized against this country. And then once they take this country down, then it's Israel. And I can't tell you this enough. I mean, I know I have to tell eons of you over and over and over to get it to sink in, because everyone just likes to forget. Like they're hell-bent on forgetting everything they can. 9/11 was barely a taste, not even a scent of what will really be, what will really come if they succeed. You know, Obama's